Resident Evil Requiem. Okay, now I'm excited. So this is a video I wanted to go ahead and do a reaction to because I mean obviously it's been a while since I've done some videos. The last one I did, for anyone that has been able to notice, is the information that had come out that Leon was going to be included in Resident Evil Requiem. So in that video, I just kind of expressed what was going on, how I felt about it, because I was personally really excited, especially because of the fact that there was a lot of rumors from Capcom that they weren't going to include Leon. But there was also some leaks and stuff like that that had come out that were stating that that wasn't going to be the case. He was going to be included in the game, and I always had the feeling that that was actually going to be what was going to be actually to come when it came down to Resident Evil Requiem. So this was all before the Game Awards, so there wasn't any definitive information. It was just stated that there was kind of some cover art and stuff like that from, I believe it was PlayStation, that he was going to be included in the game. So really cool, really excited about that. If you guys are interested, you can go ahead and check out that video. And yeah, seeing this video right here that the Critical Drinker had come out with, I wanted to go ahead and do a reaction to it. I haven't watched it myself personally yet, so it will be one of those things, like an actual like first-hand reaction that I'm going to be doing here. And yeah, I'm really excited to see what's going to come of this game. I'm really excited for it to be coming out and to see what we're going to be getting out of it. So I figured, why not do a reaction to this? I like the Critical Drinker. I think he's a good YouTuber. So seeing that he was able to come out with some information on this game, because he is such a big Resident Evil fan himself as well, I figured it was something we can go ahead and react to. So we'll go ahead and check this video out, and then I'll give my thoughts as we go along.
Ladies, gentlemen, Barry Burtons. Now that we're barely a month out from the release of Resident Evil Requiem, details of the game are now coming thick and fast. Trailers, gameplay, characters and story revelations, even a 3-hour demo that some fortunate souls were lucky enough to get their hands on. And if what they say is true, then damn man, this game could be just the shot in the arm the Resident Evil series has been looking for. And since it's been a while since I've covered this game, and it's one of the few titles this year that I'm actually excited for, let's get into it, shall we?
Yeah, that was one of the things too as well, that there was information about the trailer that had, I mean, not the trailer, the gameplay that had come out, and I heard it was pretty like good gameplay that you're able to actually see firsthand, but it did give a lot of spoilers and stuff like that. And me personally, I just avoided it altogether because I don't want to necessarily see anything just yet. When it comes down to the game, I prefer to wait until I actually get to play it myself, to kind of see what's going to come of this, and how it's going to play out and everything like that as far as the story goes. So we'll just have to wait and see.
What we know for sure now is that the story is split between two leads.
Ugh.
Series veteran Leon Kennedy, because
Yes,
if it
sir.
ain't broke, don't fix it, I guess. Where's my Jill sandwich, damn it? And
Personally, I don't want Jill in this new game Requiem, just because of the fact that, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I'm not really the biggest fan of Jill, with like what they've done to her character and everything like that with Resident Evil 3. I didn't like the new design that they made for her, and then her personality, they've changed it a lot. I actually watched a video too the other day in regards to Jill's character in Resident Evil 3, and then in, I think it was Dead Island, the CGI movie that they released with her character. And they just changed Jill so much from what I personally know her as a character from Resident Evil 1 remake, and then Resident Evil 3. So seeing that she's not gonna be included in this game, from what it seems like so far, I personally, I don't mind. I know there was rumors out there that she was going to be included in this game, but I think that those rumors ended up being that it was going to be I believe Alyssa, I think her name is, this character right here, and she was going to be the one that's going to be included in the game instead of Jill. So it's going to be her and Leon, which at this point I don't mind that at all.
a newbie Grace Ashcroft,
Or
the daughter
Grace,
of Alyssa from
that's what it
Resident
is.
Evil Outbreak. Fuck me, you've got to respect Capcom for this one, referencing a not particularly successful Resident Evil title from like 20 years ago that most people have probably never even played. But okay, fine, let's just go with it. The two campaigns take place in alternating segments and frequently cross over with each other, so enemies killed and items used in one will be absent from the other, and vice versa. Because the two characters are very different people with different skill sets, they'll each focus on different gameplay styles. Grace is going to be all about stealth, tension and survival horror, while Leon is driven more by combat and resource management.
And I've also been seeing some stuff that the NPCs, the zombies that are going to be included in this game, are going to be very unpredictable. That they're going to be more kind of harder to kind of tell what their actions are going to be and everything like that. So I'm kind of excited to see what's going to happen in that regard when it comes down to the zombies that we're going to be seeing.
The 3-hour demo takes place at the Road Hill Care Center, where Leon and Grace are both sealed inside by the game's main antagonist, Victor Gideon, and have to work together to find a way out. And so begins your classic Resident Evil setup. Get a small group of characters trapped together in an isolated location with limited resources and force them to explore, collect items and solve puzzles while avoiding a small army of enemies who want to chew their faces off. And holy shit, does this place look gorgeous. Grounded and believable as an actual place where people could live and work, but also grand and antiquated. Kind of like the Spencer Mansion. Again, after slogging through decrepit swamp houses and Eastern European castles, it's kind of refreshing to be back in that cozy horror atmosphere of the earlier games. That feeling of being in a real place, but with the constant reminder that something is just a bit off. Kind of like that roast beef in my fridge. Zombies are finally making their return as the main enemies this time around after years of suffering through cheesy gothic horror nonsense like vampires, werewolves, and whatever the fuck these things from RE7 were supposed to be. It feels...
Yeah, and that's one of the things I like. I mean, obviously the franchise, they have to kind of grow and kind of move forward with what they're going to be doing, but at the end of the day, Resident Evil is zombies. That is what this game is. That is what this game is known for. So seeing that they're going back to that when it comes down to this new game Requiem, and being able to actually go back to Raccoon City, I think it's a nice touch that they decided to do with it, and it has me really excited. So I think that's awesome.
Like Resident Evil is finally coming home after going out into the world and making some crazy mistakes along the way, and I'm here for it. Look, son, I understand. You had to go through your experimental phase to find out who you really were, and well, now you know. Welcome back. What's interesting this time around is that the zombies apparently retain some aspects of their former personalities, kind of like Chris Stuckman, and will carry on mindlessly repeating the same tasks that they used to do in life. The cook will hang around the kitchens, still pretending to make food that no longer exists, while the singer will hum half-remembered melodies while she shuffles around the building and even starts screaming at you if you attack her.
That's
and I'll
creepy.
be honest, I really like that idea. It kind of harkens back to Dawn of the Dead, when the zombies would congregate around the shopping mall, not really understanding why they were there or what they wanted, just kind of vaguely aware that this was a place they used to spend a lot of their time. What's even more interesting is that the zombies are aware of each other and will actually interact with each other now, and if you get it right, you can actually exploit this to unleash absolute chaos. Got a zombie that's sensitive to loud noises? Then attack a screamer nearby and he'll get so pissed off that he'll go after her instead of you. It's this ability to turn the tables and use your enemy's behaviour to your advantage that could open up all kinds of gameplay options and potentially make Requiem a fascinating game to replay. And holy shit, they are not holding back on the gore. I mean, why would you really? It's Resident Evil. We expect blood and guts and body horror, and by the looks of things, we're gonna get it.
So that's pretty cool. I didn't know that that was going to be one of the things where the zombies can actually be interacting with each other. So I mean, chances are that kind of goes back to what I was stating earlier about how they're going to be a little bit unpredictable. So just trying to figure out what they're going to be able to do and how you can use that to advantage, like a drinker just stated here. I think that's awesome. That's going to be an interesting way to go about this game, especially because one of the things that I personally love about the Resident Evil games is the replayability that a lot of them have. So it is one of those things you are going to be going back, you are going to be playing these games multiple times, you know, to either get different outcomes from decisions you're going to make, or if it is just going back to be able to see like what'll happen if you decide to do certain things in different ways. So being able to have that aspect when it comes down to the zombies, I think that's really going to work well with the replayability and everything like that. So that's awesome to hear.
Remember the Crimson Heads from the RE1 remake? Well, they're back, sort of, in the form of blister heads now, stronger and faster zombies that'll regenerate at random times from regular ones that you've put down. The only way to prevent them coming back is to burn the bodies, but just like before, you've only got enough kerosene to take out some of them, so you have to be smart about how and where you use it. Again, survival horror, resource management, strategic thinking. I like it. Zombies aren't the only enemies you have to contend with though, like this guy, Chunk, who'll follow you around as a kind of persistent boss battle. Oh my god, it's worse than a Glasgow nightclub. Joking aside though, all of this stuff, the isolated, constrained environment, the backtracking, the problem solving and exploration, the zombies, the resource management and the returning legacy characters, it all reminds me of the classic Resident Evil games from the early days of the franchise, and it feels appropriate now because this is the 30th anniversary after all. We've been at this a long time. The series has been through many ups and downs and crazy experiments along the way, but aside from the remakes, This is the first time in years that a new RE title actually feels like a Resident Evil game. I've got to admit, I'm pumped up for this one now. I want to see it, I want to play it, and if they get this one right, it could well be the start of a whole new era of Resident Evil. And I'm here for it. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away now.
Go away now. So that's actually really awesome to hear, and I like that because of the fact that, you know, like I stated, Resident Evil is known for its zombies, it's known for its puzzles, it's known for its survival aspect of it. So seeing that they're going for that in this game right here, I think is really awesome, especially because there's been some information that's been coming out, you know, for the past year or so that you know this game has been announced, that it is going to be one of those things where this game kind of trying to go back to forum for a little bit because of the fact that it's going to more than likely be kind of the end of the era for Resident Evil in regards to its classic characters when it comes down to, you know, Leon, Claire, Chris, that it's gonna probably have those characters in the future in future games if they decide to move forward, but they're not gonna be the forefront as it's been the past couple of years when it comes down to these games. So there is rumors that after 9 they are gonna try to move forward as far as new characters and everything like that goes. So seeing that they're trying to at least go back to their roots and kind of going back in that regard, I think it's really cool to see. And even just watching this video, like I stated, I didn't watch any of the gameplay footage from the video that had been released, and I'm trying to avoid as much as I can. So just seeing some of the stuff that it showed in this video itself is kind of new to me. So seeing Leon kind of go after these zombies and the way that he's been going, he is kind of attacking them kind of similar ways that he does in like Resident Evil 4, which is awesome. As well as the fact that right there at the end, it did kind of show that Leon is able to kind of use his stealth to his advantage. So I really like that because that is one of the fun things that you kind of weren't really able to do so much in some of the previous games, where you can actually use the stealth to be able to kind of run up on them and then kind of attack them in that regard, do like a stealth kill. So seeing that that is going to be a part of this game, I think is really cool, and I'm interested to see how it's going to work out when it comes down to Grace as far as her character goes, because of the fact that she's supposed to be kind of hiding in a sense, while Leon is going to be a little bit more action based. You know, seeing the different types of gameplay that you can do with both of those characters, I feel like is going to be really interesting to see how it plays out. And as well as the fact that, you know, from the looks of it, it does seem like you can kind of play between the two characters. So instead of kind of having it with like Resident Evil 2, where you play as like Leon in one scenario and then Claire in the other, it looks like they are going to be interchangeable, so you can go back and forth. So I'm really excited, man. I'm really excited to see how this is going to play out and what's going to happen as far as this game goes when it comes down to the replayability and stuff like that. Because me personally, when it comes down to Resident Evil games, I love being able to do like the unlockables and stuff like that. So where you can unlock like certain guns, you can get infinite ammo on them, because it does put you in that position where you can go back and kind of replay the game. And you know, obviously it's a survival horror game and everything like that, but when you say you have like an infinite rocket launcher and stuff like that, you can kind of go about it like just destroying things and just kind of messing these zombies up and everything like that, which is always fun in my opinion, which kind of helps again with the replayability. So yeah, man, I mean, I'm excited for this game. We got a less than a month that it's going to be coming out, so I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's a month, it was a month from last Tuesday, I believe. So it's coming quick, and I'm excited. I'm really looking forward to seeing what we're gonna get out of this, and hopefully you guys will be able to be excited as well. So those are my thoughts on that. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section, if you guys are really looking forward to this, and what exactly are you looking forward to the most when it comes down to this game, as far as, you know, being able to play as Leon, seeing that zombies are going to be coming back, the fact that we're going back to Raccoon City. If you guys can let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments, I would really appreciate it. If you guys have been watching this long, I really appreciate that. And yeah, until next time, Harmonic out. Peace.